Yo, what's up everybody? So today we're going to be going over a Albion Longbow PvE guide, just for those people that don't know what bows to use for PvE or dungeons or whatever you're doing. This is what I know, this is what I found out. This is my personal guide. I'm not saying it's the best guide, and I'm not saying like you have to take this to be good or anything like that. This is just what I've taken and what I've used throughout the game and that I found is really good in my opinion. First, we're gonna do a longbow. This is my stuff's tier 5. You can have tier 4, tier 5, tier 6, probably. I don't really know what tier 6 has, but for now, we're gonna go with tier 4 and 5. This is what I know. So you're gonna level up your bow. If you don't have these unlocked, which I'm pretty sure you do, unless energetic. First, we're gonna go down the tree. Longbow, Q. We're gonna take deadly shot, which is going to be a straight arrow, shooting forward, penetrating all enemies in a straight line, dealing 253 physical damage. It reduces their resistances by 8 for 6 seconds. This stacks up to 3 times. We're going to constantly be reducing their resistances so we do more damage to them. We're going to be spamming it on cooldown just so we constantly get that damage buff. And we're going to take energetic for the passive. Normal attack, every normal attack you restore 4 energy. Now the reason we're taking this is because using deadly shot on cooldown is going to just blow through our energy. So that's just really going to help us out there. We don't want to run out of energy. We want to keep a steady flow going. For our W, we're going to take explosive arrows, and I'll tell you why specifically in a little bit. You don't want speed shot, you don't want frost shot. This is a AOE build. This is strictly AOE. We're not going to go single target. It would be different if we were going single target, but also if you were going single target, you wouldn't take a longbow. You would take a whispering bow, but that's another video for another time. So for our W, we're going to take explosive arrow. The next 10 arrows will explode on impact. On contact, actually. This is activated with normal attacks as well as with spells. Each explosion deals 68 magical damage in a radius of 5 meters. So what that means is we can use our explosive arrows with our deadly shot at the same time and get that bonus, as well as we can use it with our rain of arrows. So if we pop, this is our deadly shot, by the way. This is our shot. It's straight, pierces through enemies. W is just going to be an enchantment that you put on. You can see a little flame buff on your bow. It's going to have 10 stacks over here. The next 10 shots, it'll also go off a rain of arrows and your Q. So if we pop explosive shot, hit rain of arrows, they're going to be explosive raining arrows. I think that's just amazing. I love it. It just feels so good every time you do it, and you just see it all pop off. We're going to go through a little bit of a dungeon so I can actually show you guys what to do and like the rotation and like what is good. That's basically the entire Q. That's it, basically in the entire longbow. This is everything you need right here. Boom, 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 boom. You're going to want to pop your rain of arrows, or your explosive arrows anytime you're using rain of arrows, and if you have some left over, shoot it into deadly shot. But whenever your rain of arrows is on cooldown, you're just going to constantly spam your deadly shot and your explosive shot or arrows, and it's just going to be a constant thing. So it's fun. You're going to love it. Now let's go to the gear. Backpack, whatever. You can wear whatever backpack you want. I don't care. Capes, I prefer to run just a normal cape that gives you energy regeneration and max energy. That just helps you keep up on the max energy because we're going to be spamming Q a lot. Like, see that chunk? That's just a huge chunk taken out of our energy every time we cast. It's going to be a lot different when we're in combat. So, Expert's Cape, Tier 4 Cape, Adept Cape, whatever. Just take a cape. No fancy capes. This is an affordable build, by the way, as well. So, moving on. Head. I like to take Mage's Cowl. This kind of helps with like dealing with the tanks of the group. So this is going to give you a weapon and a poison shot. Your next auto attack will poison the enemy, inflicting 94 damage per second for 5 seconds. That is just beautiful. That's beautiful single target damage that kind of like helps out with whenever everything else is on cooldown and there's just like a tank that's left in the group because your rain of arrows wasn't able to kill them. Usually the rain of arrows just wipes out the entire group. The idea here is to get as much damage on rain of arrows and explosive arrows as possible. We're also going to take aggression, which is going to give us an extra 3.5% damage and healing power. That's just going to ramp up our damage. This is also a mage. This is made out of cloth, right? This is made out of what is it called, fiber in this game. So this is going to be down like the mage tree. This is what I wear. This is all preference. This is not mandatory. I like to take this, so we're just getting these extra stats here, the extra 3.5% damage. Now, moving on to the chest, I take Adept's Hunter Jacket. I like to take this because we get an R ability which increases normal attack speed by 60% and damage by 20%. So we can pop this haste. It's not just haste, it's damage as well. So we can pop this right before we use explosive arrows and rain of arrows to just make our rain of arrows do an extra 20% damage, as well as our explosive arrows 20% damage. This is just all damage 20% up. That is just fantastic. And for our passive, we're going to take Balanced Mind. Increases your damage and healing power by 4%, and incoming damage is reduced by 1.961%. I don't know why they do that 961%. It's points, but it's there. It's basically 2%. 2% damage reduction, an extra 4% damage on top of everything, with a 20% damage buff that we can use on cooldown, 30-second cooldown, self-cast. It also costs 23 energy. That's why we need the energy regeneration with our basic attacks, and why we need the energy regeneration from our cape, because we're just going to be spamming all these abilities. Our energy is just going to blow through it, unless you have energetic, which restores energy per shot. So next, our boots. These are my favorite boots. This is what I use on my healer as well. I use these boots basically for everything. Their F ability is just phenomenal in my opinion. So what it is, evasive jump. Jump to a target location. While you're in the air, you are invulnerable to all damage and crowd control effects. So basically, here it is right here. We're gonna jump, boom. During that whole jump, we take no damage, no crowd control. We can jump through anything, and just, you will see 0 damage happen whenever I dodge through stuff. Mounts, I don't give a turd what mount you use. You can just take whatever mount you use. And a tip, you have to take food. You can get food, you can get fish. All you have to do is fish. Just make a fishing pole, tier 4 fishing pole, just go fish something, and you'll, depending on what tier you are, tier 3, tier 2, you'll find a fish that increases your health regeneration by, mine is 150% for 30 minutes. Or you can just buy these. This is going to be essential for doing PvE dungeons. If you don't have it, your health regen is just going to go up so drastically slow. It is just mind-boggling how slow it goes up. So with this is going to increase our speed of going through these dungeons, and it's just going to help so much. You're going to love it. All right, now you know what gear we use. You know what passives we use. Actually, I didn't take you through this. Boots. Increases the damage of your healing power and damage by 1.5%, and incoming damage reduced by 0.99%. So more damage reduction, more survivability, more damage on our rain of arrows. Just going to be amazing. You do not want to take attack speed on either of these. We're not using basic attacks for our main damage. Our main source of damage is not going to be basic attacks, so this is just not needed. This damage, we just want to increase the damage of our rain of arrows, explosive arrows, and our deadly shot. These are going to be your main sources of damage. So, moving on, let's go and head to a dungeon.
Not one of these. We're going to begin solo dungeons. This will also work in a group dungeon, so help right there. Prep the dungeon. We don't want to go in that right now. Finally, here we go. Let's go into this bad boy. Hopefully no one's in here.
Hidden Keep level 1. Alright, so now let's talk about rotation. And I mean, I basically already told you the rotation, but I'm going to show you, like, firsthand what it looks like. I made this video just so that I could give you, like, a firsthand experience. Like, I wanted to talk to you about it, just go through it. I didn't want it to be, like, some informational video that you had to follow and, like, do everything. Personally, this is just what I like, and it works. I thought I'd share it. Boom, right off the bat, our Q's up. Basically going to one-shot all these rats. It just feels so great. Once you get this build going, you're just, I mean, in my opinion, I love it. So let's, these skeletons, they're pretty strong. Explosive arrows popped. Rain of arrows, pop. Explosive arrow going off with our rain of arrows. See, 7 stacks. Now it popped a few stacks. It just feels great. It'll also go off with our Q here. Went off 2 stacks. I hit 2 enemies. So if it pierces through and hits 3 enemies, it's going to use 3 stacks. It's just brilliant. Amazing. I'll use my explosive arrows. I'll increase my damage by 20% and just hit this whole group, and they'll basically get exploded. I should have queued before hitting the rain of arrows, but I'm kind of just trying to get the just down for y'all, and then I will like start getting my mind focused. All right, here we go. And for these tanks guys, you know, these shield guys, you know, they have more health. We're gonna pop our cow, our poison. Even rain of arrows single target does massive damage especially with explosive arrows, since we have just all this damage increased on every piece of item. And you see how slow my health is going up? It's because I didn't eat food. Like, I'm stuck at this health. Before I pull the next group, my health is just drastically going up at a slow rate. It's just so drastic. Alright, if we pop this food, watch this. So fast. Basically, between every single pull, our health is going to be back at full. So we don't have to stop. We don't have to, like, stop and wait to heal. That is just, like, a master tip right there. It may seem easy, but some people just forget. Some people don't take it. It's just insanely good. It's going to make your solo dungeon runs go from 30 minutes to 10 minutes. Like, that's how big of a difference it is. And this, I'm in a poison zone, so let's just hurry up and get out of here. Also, I forgot to mention that our rain of arrows, I didn't even read the rain of arrows, channels a massive volley of arrows onto the ground target. Enemies in the area rapidly take 147 damage per hit. Hits 6 times over the course of 3.16 seconds. Is that right? No, they get slowed for 3.16 seconds. How long does it take to cast this thing? It doesn't even say. I'm assuming it's 3 seconds. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 16. Yep. Basically 3 seconds. So, it's also going to slow them for 20%. 6 hits. Those 6 hits is 147 damage per hit. Like, minus the reduction from RQ Deadly Shot. It all just stacks up, and it just feels great. You guys are going to love it. I know I love it. Yep, let's just keep going. Boom, combo, damage reduction, explosive arrows, rain of arrows. Not to say our basic attacks don't do damage, because they do, since we have this just increased damage going on. Just flat damage. Especially when we have the damage reduction from our deadly shot, it's just going to be great. And he runs out of my rain of arrows, so my damage kind of goes away. That's why I have this cow to finish him off and do that extra damage that I miss if they run out. Skeletons basically get one shot, especially with explosive arrow on. Damage buff, explosive arrows, deadly shot to reduce, rain of arrows, wipes both those skeletons out. That's the whole combo. That's all you need to know. Just do that through the entire dungeon. On bosses, make sure you have 3 stacks constantly of this deadly shot, and that's about it. That's everything. That's the whole build. I don't know what else to tell you. Just right there, that's when I should have used my royal jump, whenever that stuff like that comes at you. Short informational video. This is all I wanted to do. I wanted to do a short video that you guys could just learn from, or if you don't know what you're doing, now you do. If you did, here's another guide to my personal build, and I hope you enjoyed it. You guys are awesome. Peace out.